Hello, all you beautiful people in Webtown. Welcome back to Crypto Comics for Rob Liefeld Appreciation Month. We are continuing our magical mystery tour into Maximum Press with Passover #1. Now, if you did not tune in yesterday, then you missed an appearance by Passover in the pages of Avengelyne #0. And I'll read you just a little bit of this. This is written and penciled by Jeff Rebner, with plot and script assists by Robert Napton and Matt Hawkins. Since the dawn of creation, the angel Passover has been doing God's will, serving as his personal instrument of destruction. One of the mightiest of the Lord's seraphs, it was Passover who brought the great plagues to Egypt, earning him the title Angel of Death. Generations later, Passover was dispatched by the Lord of hosts to once again bring his righteous judgment to earth. We're not going to tell you what happens because we don't want to spoil Avengelyne for all the beautiful people out there. So we're just going to skip over to here. This is just, a fun little one-shot featuring Passover. 71 BC. That's when all my troubles began. Down on Earth, a human named Spartacus had just led a slave revolt against the Roman Empire. Unfortunately for him, things didn't end up quite the way he wanted. He soon found himself joining the ranks of the unliving. Of course, being Decree, a demon lord of ill repute, I had no choice but to capitalize on his misfortune. So I detoured Spartacus's soul from its journey and proceeded to devour it. Feasting on the souls of great warriors nourished my being. It gave me their knowledge and power. Power I desperately needed if I was to realize my grand design. And the remains made a nice snack for my kindred. These little dirty flies. Which pleased them to no end. And for some reason, Gene Simmons is part of his pack, his little legion of villains. Don't ask me why Gene Simmons from Kiss is in here. In time, I would have devoured enough souls and amassed enough power to usurp the very throne of Pandemonium and even heaven itself. Everything was going according to my plan until he showed up. The big shot, the one everybody feared, the angel of death. Passover. On that same night I will pass through Egypt and strike down every firstborn, and I will bring judgment on all the gods in Egypt. I am the Lord. Exodus 12:12. Stop, Decree. You have satiated your hunger for the last time. God Almighty has willed your destruction. God? Oh yes, I remember him. I remember telling him where he could stuff it when I rebelled along with the other malcontents. Perhaps you and your seraphs are content to take orders from him until the end of time, but I'm not. Once I've consumed enough souls, I'll show God and the dragon what you can do with real power. No more souls shall be diverted from their journeys to heaven or hell. Look at this, another really awesome angelic character. I talked about this yesterday in the Avengelyne #0, how I really like the way that all of the heavenly host is drawn, but the demons don't do much. This demon is great, though. This guy is really good. This is great, just a black mass and these little hairs springing out of the blackness. That's the way to do it. There's nothing you can do to stop me, as you can see. Ooh. He swallows the soul of Spartacus. I will continue to devour the souls of Earth's greatest warriors one by one, even if I have to end each of their miserable lives by my own hand. Passover, your pathetic cadre is clearly outnumbered. Why not leave while you still can? I'm sure the man upstairs will forgive you. I need not seek his forgiveness, devil, for he is my God. I shall exalt him. And he just slashes through him. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Actually, it's his left hand. It's just, got it in his right hand there. Both hands. Left hand. Left hand. Right hand. Left hand. There you go. And this is unusual to me. It's all white, but then it just turns to this color. And this is actually really cool. He should have done this through the whole thing, but, he didn't.
I knew you'd stay and fight, but you're in over your head this time, Passover. Even you and your seraphs, with all of your power, are no match for the might of my legion. Well done, my children. Overwhelm them. From them we shall obtain the power we need to take our rightful place as the masters of Hades. This sword of the Spirit is just the thing I need to bring about the dragon's destruction. I shall use its divine power to slay the beast and seize his throne.
You have not the courage to summon the power of the white fire.
Watch me. With the sword of the great Passover, I shall become master of hell. Then heaven itself shall be my next conquest.
Crack-a-boom!
Ah! What happened?
You fool! Did you believe that a creature as foul as you could ever conduct divine power? The white fire is God's power, and an instrument of His will alone. Just extinguishes these dudes that are dogpiling him here. It's great. Allow me to demonstrate. The light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. Ye shall be cursed, decree. Cursed to walk the earth as a powerless shell, bearing this deformed countenance, and deprived of your dark powers. You shall live for all eternity in this fashion, an outcast of both heaven and hell.
No, what have you done?
I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thine abominations. And so basically, he's been turned into a deformed freak.
And so it was that I was cast to earth, forced to mingle with man, and live as a deformed peasant. As the years crawled by, I was sickened to behold the coming of God's Son, and reveled in his persecution at the hands of man. Throughout the centuries, I encouraged evil wherever I could, Hitler, counseling those who I thought would be susceptible to my influence. All the while, I searched for a way to restore my powers and return to my kind, but every attempt resulted in disaster. But now I have found a way, and I have found an innocent that will help me end my exile, though she doesn't know it yet.
We're close to Cray. I'm sure of it.
I believe you're right, Miss Springer.
How many times do I have to tell you to call me Leela? We should be on an informal basis, considering it was you who convinced me to search for the Solomon parchments in the first place. All of my colleagues had discounted the existence of the parchments as myth, but when you told me of the rumors of a domed temple, I knew it had to be here. So basically, it's Indiana Jones, right? And I get down there. My God, DeCray, there it is. The altar is just as the legend described it. And she gets the parchments and unrolls the Solomon parchments, and all of a sudden, thunk.
Thank you for all your efforts, and thank you for your blood. Splash. With it, I shall unlock the parchment's power and become whole again. Then I shall have my revenge against those who cursed me to this existence. Mr. High and Mighty in heaven, and his angel of destruction, Passover.
Simultaneously, in New York City, there's a page where Passover's talking to Avengelyne, and it has nothing to do with the plot. And then he's just asked to leave, and so he leaves, and he comes back. And here's the demon, and he's transforming from the powers, and he grows into this giant monster, and it's gonna all of a sudden fall flat. In God I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me.
Ah, the great temple, a fitting place for our final battles.
The Temple of Solomon.
Enough of this, Passover. Stand your ground so I can devour you and begin my reign as the new sovereign of the universe.
Your thirst for power has clouded your judgment, Decree. Have you forgotten what temple this is?
What have you done?
This temple consumes evil, Decree, evil like yours. None can defile the Holy of Holies.
You tricked me! Damn you!
It is you who are damned, Decree. You and all of your kind. No! He just disappears. Shortly. Who are you? What happened? You have not committed any sin worthy of death, so the Lord has willed you not to die. But what about Mr. Decree? He thought he'd find ultimate power, but true power belongeth unto God. Welcome to a special story of God's angel of destruction, the seraph angel known as Passover. I'm not going to read this because it's got too many spoilers in it from Avengelyne, but this is a story that abruptly ended. Didn't that fall flat, kind of? They could have done a much better job of setting up Solomon's temple, explaining its history, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. Weak sauce. Oh, Maximum Press attractions. Cabot Bloodhunter. I don't have Cabot Bloodhunter. It's a one-shot. I will get it. Santa Barbarian, we are going to read that for Christmas. A Man Called Cable, Captain America, number 6. See, it calls to me. This calls to me. Jeff Loeb, Rob Liefeld, we're doing something great on Captain America, and all the fanboys ruined it by complaining about one chest. It was just one little drawing of one little Captain America chest, and everybody had to spurg out all over it and ruin a good time. Angers me. Avengelyne Armageddon. There we go. There's Cabot Bloodhunter a little bit bigger. Prophet and Cable had a little 2-issue miniseries. Alan Moore Supreme. He ripped the head off this dog. He just did that. Ooh, there we go. The new Bucky. The chick Bucky. I like the chick Bucky. So this is Passover number 1. I like it, but it ends abruptly, and it's not set up. The ending isn't set up well enough, and that's one of the keys of writing. Is everything that you want to see in the end of your movie, you need to set up in the beginning and middle of your movie. That's how these things work. You set something up and you pay it off. Set it up, pay it off. Set it up, pay it off. The more of that you can do, really, this is what you should be doing throughout your entire script, whether you're writing a comic book or a movie. You need to set things up and then pay them off. And the more you can do that, the more indelible your story will be. A great example is Back to the Future. That movie is just, every single line practically, it seems like they're setting something up that they're going to pay off later. You see things visually that are setups that get paid off visually later. If you watch that movie with that in mind, you'll really begin to unlock what it takes to write a phenomenal story, in my opinion. And apparently in everyone else's opinion too, because Back to the Future is a timeless classic now. So that's where Passover fell short, in my humble opinion. But you can learn from this subtle mistake in what was an otherwise fine comic book. Also, that little thing with Avengelyne didn't need to be in there. Like, they could have took that out, but they wanted to put her in there for a second. It just made no sense and really had nothing to do with anything in the story. So don't do that. If you have a scene in your script that does not influence the plot, cut it out. That's what you're supposed to do. You just cut it out. Kill your darlings. It's called killing your darlings. You have to kill your darlings, and you begin to become a good writer then. And that's hard to do. That's hard to do. Because most young writers love what they write. And then they show it to their mom, and their mom loves what they write, because it's your mom. But your buddy Crypto, he doesn't love what you write. Crypto just tells you the truth about what you wrote, and then offers you free ideas that you can steal to put in your script to make it better. And this is a service I provide. If you want to talk to me about that service, shoot me a message on Twitter at CryptoCreates. If you're not on the cesspool that is Twitter, check me out on Facebook at CryptoComicsDirect, and I will respond to you, promptly. I usually check the messages on my Facebook account once every 3 days. So this has been another cool journey through Rob Liefeld's career on Rob Liefeld Appreciation Month and our journey through Maximum Press. And I hope you'll join me tomorrow for another one of these. So please, give this video a thumbs up. If you're new, subscribe, hit that ding dong for notification. And everybody watching, please go to megawattcomic.com and support your boy Crypto as he releases his first solo comic book, Megawatt versus the Vampires of the Sun. Read it, you'll enjoy it. Give it to your kid, they'll enjoy it. And you'll give me the juice I need, the energy I need to keep on chugging here on Crypto Comics with these totally awesome comic book reviews. So, I'll see you tomorrow for another fun-filled day during Rob Liefeld Appreciation Month on Crypto Comics. Peace.